the US government just rolled out the $100,000 H-1B fee, and they still can't keep the LCA portal running during a shutdown. So doesn't make so much sense, right? What do you have to say about it?
So the clarification for the $100,000 fee was something that came out, I believe, yesterday. But it's pretty incredible. I mean, they basically put a pay.gov link that you go to pay $100,000 on top of all the fees that you paid to file an H-1B. Their guidance on who the fee applies to and does not apply to is still suspect to me. There's a way of reading that, what they've put out, which claims that if you're in the United States filing a change of status to H-1B and you're here in the US, your company is subject to the fee. Now, this is confusing because it seems to run contrary to 212F, which is what the proclamation utilizes for its implementation, which is the idea that the administration can prevent entry of certain individuals in circumstances they deem fit. You're already here if you're filing a change of status. So I don't understand how that holds in court. We're going to have to see what that end result ends up being. I know for a fact the Chamber of Commerce has already sued on this fee. This guidance came out as a direct result of that because the policy was already so broad and impossible to interpret that they had to put something out. Now that we have this guidance, we now will play out before the courts whether or not the guidance as it exists is allowed to stand. My inclination presently is the same holding that I had when this all first came out, which is that I don't believe the government can enforce this policy for people inside the United States. I believe that the policy will be applicable to individuals outside the US who do not hold H-1B visas at the time the policy was implemented. That being said, the language is not that language currently on the government's website. So as they're saying it, it's everything that was filed, unless you're basically filing an extension or transfer an amendment. If you're filing a change of status, it would apply to you. That would basically mean that everyone in next year's lottery would be subject to the $100,000 fee. And I just don't see that happening. So I will say, we still have to see what plays out in court. You got to understand, just because the government says something doesn't make it so. Our firm and other firms just made them back down off of the signature issue where they were trying to deny cases because they were submitted with electronic signatures. Now they're saying people are allowed to submit handwritten signatures rather than being able to deny the cases. So understand that their first draft is not necessarily what they're going to be able to enforce, but it is what it is for the moment.